If you have tried to get into real estate in the last year, you've probably dealt with this. Deals don't cash flow, interest rates are too high, and I missed my chance, isn't it? And honestly, you're not wrong, It is. The environment is like that. The easy game is over. I myself have tried to buy homes in 2025 and I haven't been able to do it. Not even a single house. No. And I have so many sources from where I get leads, but no, none of the numbers mattered. None of the numbers made sense to me. There are wholesalers, other agents that contact me daily with more and more houses, leads, but no. And there are people that are willing to sell, but not at the price point that I want. But here is what most people don't realize. There is one beginner strategy that is still working in 2026, and that's quietly creating more new investors than anything else out there. And the best part of it, it doesn't even require a ton of money, perfect timing, or insane risk. No. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact strategies that beginners are using right now. Why does it work in this market? And how can you start even if you feel completely stuck? These are some of the thoughts that beginners who are starting in real estate investment should think. Hey everyone, if you don't know me and are new to my channel, my name is Vikram Chopra. I'm an agent and a broker in the greater Charlotte metropolitan area. I live here, I invest here, and I help other investors realize their financial goals through real estate investing. The problem, let's address the elephant in the room. Real estate got hard. From 2020 to 2022, the rates were super low. The banks were drooling out money to everyone and anyone who wanted to buy a house. The prices were rising. You could buy anything, almost anything, and still win. Now, the interest rates are high. The monthly payments are brutal. Cash flow is tight or non-existent. So what did most beginners do? They quit, or more, they just sat on the sidelines waiting for a crash to happen. And that crash may or may not come. Most likely it's not going to come. But here's the truth, nobody's telling you. The people who win in real estate are not the ones that wait. They are the ones who adapt, who grab life by the horns and make their own destiny. And that is where this strategy comes in very handy. By the way, if you're an investor or a beginner and is looking for guidance on how to get started in real estate investing, feel free to book a 20 minutes free call with me. Link below in the description. We can go over the numbers together and come up with an actionable plan. The strategy, the number one strategy that's going to work today for beginners is house hacking plus BRRRR. Yeah, I know you've probably heard of these terms before, but here's the difference. Almost no one is combining these two terms together in this market, and that also doing it correctly. I want you to think of combining these two strategies together. Combining these strategies? Yes, really. And combining them is the key to the success of this formula. Let me break this down to simplify this concept even further. The entry-level house hacking. House hacking is how you get into the game. It's a simple concept. Here is how it works. You buy a property, it could be a duplex, a triplex, a quad, or even a single family home or a townhome. And instead of living there alone, you rent part of it out to someone. If it's a multifamily, you rent out the other units to other tenants. If it's a single family home or a townhome, you rent out a single room, a basement, a spare bedroom, or do a short-term rental of a portion of the house. No, you don't have to give up on your privacy. If it's a multi-family building, then that's easy. No one is coming into your house. If it's a single family home or a townhome, then you need to be a little bit more creative to maintain your privacy. Each door can be locked. Cameras can be installed in all common areas of the house. You can have house rules. No loud music, no smoking, etc. in the house, just like we have those in Airbnbs. Yes, it's going to be a little inconvenient, but nothing good ever happens when you live a convenient lifestyle. We all need to push, and push hard, that is. We all go to the gym. Some people run for 30 minutes, some people run for an hour, some even for more than that. My right knee starts hurting after 10 minutes. My left ankle starts hurting after 15 minutes. And I don't even run fast. I just run at 4.5 miles per hour with zero inclination. But I still keep going, at least till I get to the 30-minute mark, right? I'm in pain, but I also know that I have to keep going if I have to maintain a healthy lifestyle when I'm in my 60s. So what happens with your investment? your tenants cover most or all of your mortgage? I let that sink in for a minute. You are a beginner investor and someone is covering all or most of your mortgage. You're living for free or close to it. All that inconvenience, and by the way, that inconvenience is temporary. With that, you get to live for free. Who said interest rates can stop champions like you to invest and build a multi-million-dollar investment portfolio in a market where everyone is complaining about high prices and high interest rate? You just eliminated the biggest expense, that is the mortgage. And this is exactly why this strategy is exploding right now. Because beginners are realizing, I don't need cash flow from day one. I need to survive and get started. When the market conditions improve, I'll switch gears and start making more money then. Haven't you heard in the TV, in the news reports, where new home buyers are complaining that they can't buy homes because they become too expensive? Haven't you heard that? Haven't you seen that in TV? I have. But you know what? That's not true. The smart ones are making things work. So why does this work now? This strategy is perfect for today's market for 3 reasons. Number 1, high interest rates do not kill you. Normally, high interest rates equals bad deals. But with house hacking, your tenant is offsetting that high mortgage payment. So instead of struggling, you are stabilized. Number 2, you get better financing. When you live in the property, you have better interest rates and lower down payments. So the beginners really love this because the loan approval process becomes very easy. So if you're a first-time buyer, I would buy the biggest property possible. Once you buy your first property, you won't be a first-time home buyer for your second property. You'll have a big down payment, and that also at a very high interest rate. Number 3, you buy time. Most beginners fail because they run out of money. House hacking fixes that. You reduce your expenses, which lets you save faster, invest sooner, and take smarter risks. Let's enter BRRRR or scaling. That's B with 5 R's. This is where most people stop, but this is where the real game begins. Once you stabilize your living situation, you move to the BRRRR strategy. BRRRR stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Here's what that means in real life. You find a property that needs work. You buy it below the market value, and that's very important. You fix it up, you rent it out, then you refinance it and pull your money out back to you, and then you do it again. This is how people go from one property to 5 to 10 to financial freedom. And how does BRRRR integrate with our house hacking strategy? Well, the first property that we buy is in need of serious repairs. We get that property at a discounted price. We hack it. We put a tenant in there along with us, obviously. The tenant pays the mortgage while we work on improving the property. Voila, you're done. If you follow this to the T, you think about it, you really haven't put in much money from your pocket so far. A cheap property with hardly any money down and a tenant who pays the mortgage. Can you visualize it? If you can, my friend, you can surely accomplish it. And all smart investors do that. But they have to be beginners. You can't do it as a savvy investor, because as a savvy investor, you can't get a first-time loan at a lower interest rate. So why is BRRRR back in 2026? For a while, BRRRR got harder. Prices were really high. The deals were really tight. But all that changed now. The market is shifting. There is more inventory, more motivated sellers, more outdated properties. And we all want that, which also means many more opportunities to force value in those properties. That's a key word. Force appreciation. Not wait for it. Create it on your own. And if you need some guidance, go ahead and book that free call with me. Link in the description below. Let's discuss this combo strategy. I love combos. I go to McDonald's and order number 4. It's a combo of everything in it. Here's the full beginner's blueprint. Step 1, house hack into your property. Your first property. Step 2, live cheap or for free. Step 3, save aggressively. Step 4, buy your first BRRRR deal. Step 5, recycle your money. And step 6, repeat this process over and over and over again. This is exactly what smart beginners are doing right now. Not flipping, not gambling, not waiting, but building, only building. I wish I had the mentorship when I started in real estate. I had no idea. All the agent told me was, Vikram, you buy this foreclosure condo and rent it out. The rent will cover the mortgage and you might make a couple of $100 every month out of it. Well, it exactly happened the way he described it. The foreclosure was cheap, $107,000. It didn't needed much repairs, and I was able to put a tenant in there for $1,400 a month. After paying off the mortgage and the HOA, I was able to net about $100 a month, which was not bad for me. I loved even the $100 at that time, and I loved it until the time I decided to buy the second home. Oh, you already have a home? Cool. You don't qualify anymore now. You'll have to do 20% down, and your interest rate is much higher than what you would have paid in the past. I was like, what the hell, man? You see, back then, awareness was a challenge. No one knew anything. The agent didn't know it either. I certainly did not know, and I wasn't even into YouTube back then. I didn't have a smartphone in 2011. I had a flip phone, so I just did what somebody told me to do. In 2011, the economy was in a mess. I had lived through 2008 and 2009. My job wasn't stable. Every day was scary. When I went to work, I wasn't even sure if my badge is going to work or not, and if I'll be even able to get into the building. When the badge beeped and the green color showed up on the scanner, I was like, whoa, I have a job for today at least. I had already lost a couple of jobs in 2009 and 2010. It is true, that is how scary it was back then. Buying an investment home was one of the last things on my mind. But what I did know was the homes were getting cheaper because I would see it in TV every evening. I would see these sheriffs entering the homes in Florida and with a gun evicting all the people that were living in the house, and there were millions of those. Plus, I used to work in an investment bank, and after real estate, it was the banks that took the biggest hit because of the bad loans that caused this recession. It was scary and messy. I took a leap of faith when I bought my first rental. Today, it's much different. There are so many different ways of gathering information. That's why if you're planning to invest money in real estate, go ahead and book that 20-minute free call with me. We can look at the deal that you're putting together. Now, the real talk, what people won't tell you. Let's be honest, this strategy is not sexy. You might have to live with roommates. You might live with tenants. You might live in a property that's under renovation. But here's the trade-off. Short-term sacrifice, long-term freedom. Most people want result without the process, without putting in the work. That's why they stay stuck. Don't be like most people, be like me, but only more smarter than me. Fight your way through all the nonsense, through all the muck, through all the garbage that will eventually come your way. There will be times when everyone will be looking at your wallet, your money. Don't just give away your money. Be smart about it. Try to find solutions that cost less. Let's discuss the biggest mistakes. If you want to work this out, avoid these. Mistake number 1. Buying turnkey properties. Turnkey properties equal no value add-ons equals no growth. Someone else has already made all the profit, and there's nothing else for you to add on and make any change. And there's nothing else left in the house for you to make money on. So that person is washing off his hands. He's gone once you buy it. Besides, I don't know what kind of work was done by the previous investor. I visited a house where the wall was painted over mold. They didn't even scrape it. The source of the water leak was never fixed, and the guy who painted the wall never sanded it. He just washed it like this. Just put in some primer and slap some paint over it. That's it. To the untrained eyes, it looks normal. I could see a slight color difference in that corner, and when I touched it, the wall was soft. I was shocked. Can you believe that? And yes, any flipper or most flippers will agree with me. Turnkey investors and flippers have taken a hard loan and want to recycle the property as soon as possible. In real estate investing, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Don't be the dog that gets eaten. Mistake number 2. Overestimating the rent. Numbers have to be real. Do you really believe the Z estimate on Zillow? No, the rent is usually $200 less than what's written on Zillow. Agents often tell me, oh, that property is going to rent for $2,200. No, it won't. It won't go beyond $1,800. Make sure that when you're crunching the numbers, you're extremely conservative with the rent. Don't listen to others. Get a comparative market analysis done, a CMA, and check the DOM, which is the days on the market. That'll give you a good current estimate, something that you have to find out on your own. and not believe or trust that has been said by someone else. Mistake number 3, skipping the learning phase. No one, absolutely no one, can learn how to run before they learn how to walk. You need to learn the basic deal analysis skills. No questions about it. How do you deal with contractors? How do you understand that whatever has been told to you is utter garbage or actually meaningful? You need to understand what it means when people living in the lower unit says it's raining, when people living in the upper unit start taking a shower. I once had an HVAC contractor ask me to replace the entire HVAC because the air from one of the vents in the room upstairs wasn't hard enough, wasn't strong enough. What the hell, man? Mistake number 4, waiting for the perfect time. Perfect time does not exist. The perfect time was 10 years ago. The second perfect time is now. I should have started this YouTube channel 10 years ago. Hey, I didn't. Do I regret it? Yes, I do. But what do I do now? Nothing. And now start the channel and I make sure that I put in the work behind it. The mindset shift. Here is the mindset shift that separate winners from others. Stop asking, is this a perfect deal? And start asking, does this deal get me into the game? Because your first deal is not about getting rich. Your first deal is about positioning, learning, momentum. Real estate in 2026 is not easy, but it is still one of the best tools out there for building wealth in the entire planet. And if I were to start over again today, this is exactly what I would do. House hack, the burr, no shortcuts, no hype, just a strategy that actually works. If you got any value from this, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. And if you want to see how this works with real numbers in a market like Charlotte, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, doubts, concerns, feel free to book that 20-minute free call with me, because that's where things get really interesting. And I'll see you in the next video. So until next time, this is Vikram signing off. Good luck, goodbye, and go earn your freedom by using the best strategy that is out there in 2026.